Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to the Truth Talk podcast. I'm back here with D.
Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are having a great day.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Ice Cube exposing the industry gatekeepers. Let's get right into it. We already know Hollywood isn't what it appears to be. The industry is a dark place full of deception. There are a few people who own Hollywood, and those people are working towards a dark agenda. What goes on in Hollywood behind the scenes is a direct reflection of the morals the industry pushes to the masses. Even though many people who work in Hollywood have given their all to be a part of it, they still tend to abandon the industry because of what's required to stay in it. We know these celebrities pay for fame with their souls. Those who really run Hollywood are never revealed to the world because most of the real elite pulling the strings choose to stay in the shadows. Usually, who appears to be running the industry is who the elite put in place. These people are the industry gatekeepers. The gatekeepers are who stand between the real elite and the talent. These gatekeepers are the ones who can determine who will be stars and who will be initiated. Some gatekeepers that we can easily identify in the music industry is P. Diddy, Jay-Z, and Birdman. In the music industry, these men can turn any talent into stars, give them overnight success in the blink of an eye. Men like these are the ones who on face value run the music industry, but they still take orders from the elite behind the scenes. The elite handpick these gatekeepers, granting them massive power in the industry. We usually see these men become ultra wealthy, even reaching billionaire status. To many in the industry, making it to the gatekeeper level is their only goal. They know the power and money they have access to as a gatekeeper. So just imagine how strange it would be if someone in the industry turned down an opportunity to become an industry gatekeeper. Well, according to Ice Cube, that's actually what he did. Ice Cube is a very successful rapper and actor, being a part of the industry for more than 30 years. He got his start as a rapper, a part of the legendary gangster rap group NWA back in 1986. After seeing success in the music industry, Ice Cube would transition into acting with his first movie Boys in the Hood in 1991, a movie that's considered a hood classic to this day. From there on, it was up for Cube, acting in many blockbuster movies like the Friday franchise, the Are We There Yet franchise, and the Ride Along franchise. Cube kept climbing in Hollywood, eventually reaching a whole new level when he set up his own basketball league called the Big Three. With the amount of success Cube has had in the industry for all those years, you would think he would be one of those gatekeepers in Hollywood. Ice Cube checks all the boxes and has been in the industry longer than Diddy, Jay-Z, and Birdman. If anyone should be an industry gatekeeper, it would be Ice Cube. Well, according to Ice Cube, he was offered to be a gatekeeper, and he claims he turned it down, and now he believes that those a part of the club are mad at him. A couple weeks back, Ice Cube posted this video on social media where he reveals to the world that not only is the industry ran by a club, but that he turned down being an industry gatekeeper.
Some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club, and a lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either. And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of their club. That pisses them off. What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are. A lot of people would be like, what? Who? Come on, man, stop playing.
As you heard for yourself, Ice Cube straight up tells the world that he ain't a part of the club that runs the industry. He states that the elite are mad he refused to not only be in their club, but to be a gatekeeper a part of it. At first, I was a little suspicious of this, as I felt Cube is definitely a part of the industry. He has been in Hollywood for a very long time, almost 40 years. I thought to myself, he was probably pulling a Kanye, claiming to expose the industry for an alternate reason. But after researching into this, I genuinely believe Ice Cube is exposing the elite as best he could without being taken out. I started researching Ice Cube to see if he was playing both sides, and what I found is that it appears Ice Cube has been exposing Hollywood since about 2020. In 2020, Ice Cube posted this on Twitter with the caption "Gang Gang." This photo shows many different Masonic emblems from different Masonic police organizations. These secret police organizations are made up of Freemason members and usually consist of high-ranking police officials who call the shots in the police force. Essentially, Ice Cube was exposing the gatekeepers of the police force. Sometime after this, Ice Cube also decided to expose the Hollywood gatekeepers, doing an interview where he told the interviewer he turned down a movie role paying him $9 million because he didn't want to get the shot. You guys should know exactly what shot I'm talking about. The same one they made Jamie Foxx take before he got sick and went missing for 3 months.
I saw that you'd have to pass on a movie because they wanted you to get a shot.
Yeah, they strangest thing, say we're doing a movie. I'm like, okay. And then all the producers in Hollywood decided that they don't want anybody on their movie set that haven't gotten a vaccine.
And what year was this?
This is 2020.
Okay, so it's in the middle of it.
Yeah. We're coming out of it. I think it might be 21 when we know, okay, everything is going back to normal. But I believe the news came out during 2020. And so, I never thought it was a producer's mandate. I thought it was a studio mandate. But it's every production. You mean tell me every producer in Hollywood has this mandate? Give me a break. It has to come from the studio to hit every producer because every producer don't think the same. Producers talking to my people, and they're like, if he don't take it, he can't be in the movie. It's like, it's not taking it. It's not taking it. It's like, okay, can't do the movie. Okay, no problem.
As you heard for yourself, Ice Cube states that because he didn't get the shot, they wouldn't let him be a part of the movie. He rather turned down $9 million instead of getting the shot that's supposed to be harmless. You tell me if that's adding up. There's a reason Ice Cube turned it down and decided to go to war with the elite because of it. What convinced me Ice Cube was really standing up against the system was what he said on The Breakfast Club. See, Ice Cube was recently on The Breakfast Club where he made it clear he is not a part of the agenda. Ice Cube was telling Charlamagne the God, who is a radio gatekeeper himself, that gatekeepers are in charge of the whole industry, whether sports, music, or acting. They control it all. Charlamagne sat there and acted dumb, knowing well the industry is ran by gatekeepers because he himself is one of them.
I love this tour you've been on too, man, because it feels like this is authentic Ice Cube, right? I mean, you've always been authentic, but it feels like you're railing against the machine. So I was going to ask, who out of the gatekeepers, are the gatekeepers worse in sports, Hollywood, or the music? Yeah.
I think they all around. I don't think it's worse than any other, profession. I think there's, people that try to make sure you stay in your lane. Mm-hmm. If you look like you're getting out of your lane, sometimes they'll watch you, sometimes they'll put guardrails up, and sometimes they'll actually put it up and make sure you go no further. So, that's what we have happening here. And this is just my testimony. But we all got them, and we all got to figure out who they are. We don't have to let them know what we know who they are. We just got to figure out how to get around that gate.
Is there an Illuminati, Ice Cube? You've been around a long time.
Probably so. I don't know none of them. None of them tell me, hey, I'm Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? I don't participate in none of that, so I don't know about it. Seem like it's there, but who knows?
Mm-hmm. So how do you beat the gatekeepers? Because I feel like we in an era where there's no gates. I feel like everybody can just do their own thing. So how do you beat the gatekeepers that still exist?
I think you persist. You don't let them stop you. They there.
Yeah, because it feels like gatekeeping is played out thing for even them to be doing. Because it's like you said, there's so many different ways to get past these gates now.
Well, it's to keep a construct, to keep things working the way they are, to keep certain people relegated to the bottom of the pyramid. That's why the gatekeepers are there.
As you heard for yourself, Charlamagne asked Ice Cube if the Illuminati is real in the industry, and Ice Cube didn't hesitate to say yes. He made it clear he ain't a part of them, but he didn't say too much to make himself a target. He said just enough to get his point across. In another part of the interview, Ice Cube told Charlamagne that the gatekeepers are the ones truly creating the music. He stated that the big artists have a whole committee of writers who push agendas through these artists.
I saw you on Bill Maher, and you was talking the record industry, and you said the record industry uses social engineering in rap to encourage criminal behavior. At what point did you realize that?
After I got mature in the game. After I knew that, records were made by committee. A lot of albums, a lot of dope songs people like are made by a group of people telling rappers what to say or what's dope or that line ain't good enough or, let's change it to this. Get somebody up here that can write and all this kind of hip hop by committee. And yeah, the record companies, it be they people in there.
As you heard for yourself, Ice Cube seems to be exposing the industry and not holding back at all. Even though I have my doubts because of his past and current involvement in Hollywood, the points he is making are all valid. The gatekeepers are using the artists to push the elite's agenda. This is what Ice Cube is revealing. He is also revealing that if you don't join their club and turn them down, you will not get anywhere in the industry. However, I will say this, the music Ice Cube made definitely pushed the agenda, and so did his movies. But I cannot deny that right now, it does seem like he's risking not only his career, but himself to expose the truth. Even if Ice Cube is doing this because he isn't getting what he wants from his big three, he is still doing it because of his morals. He is not willing to bend when they want him to bend, forcing him to be pushed out. My biggest concern with all of this is the fact that he's on these big platforms talking about this. That's what makes me a little bit hesitant on all of it. Why would they invite him on The Breakfast Club when The Breakfast Club is owned by the same Masonic system that Ice Cube is exposing? I think they do this to discredit Ice Cube and to try to make him look stupid. If you look at the questions that Charlamagne was asking Ice Cube, it was questions that were in a way of mocking him. Like, even in a certain part of the interview, Charlamagne tries to debunk the whole gatekeeper theory, stating that nowadays there's no such thing as gatekeepers, that anyone can get on using the internet. Charlamagne knows that's not true. There's a certain level you can make it to before you reach those gates where the gatekeepers are standing in front of. That's where, if you want to play ball with them, you can proceed. If not, then that's the cap. You're not passing that level. And that's what Ice Cube is referring to, you know?
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you. I feel like the Breakfast Club invited Ice Cube on there just to kind of discredit him, especially the way they were pandering him with questions. It kind of reminded me of the situation of Dave Chappelle being invited on the Oprah show after he had disappeared and came back, and the way that she was just taunting him with these questions and then playing dumb like she didn't know what he was saying, even though we know she does because of where she is, her position.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's something that I realize as well when I look at that Oprah interview with Dave Chappelle. It's clear that Oprah is trying to discredit what Dave Chappelle is saying, like the faces she's making while Dave Chappelle is talking, the responses to his response, and the obvious denial from her part. She's acting like she don't know what's really going on in the industry that she's a part of herself. But that's because Oprah is one of the gatekeepers. Oprah has her own network. Oprah played the game long enough to where she can make it to that point, just like we saw with Charlamagne the God. I mean, I honestly think I should make a full video on Charlamagne the God because I strongly believe Charlamagne the God is a Masonic puppet. Even his name is blasphemous on its own. That's why I'm confident that he's one of the gatekeepers. He's one of those on top that is providing people with opportunities and has access to the elite within the industry. So if you guys actually want to see a full video on Charlamagne, comment Charlamagne the God below. If I see enough of you guys comment, I'll make sure the video gets done. I think Charlamagne knows exactly who runs the industry, and I also believe Ice Cube knows that the Freemasons are the ones that run the industry, because it's hard for me to believe that with him being in the industry for almost 40 years, he hasn't seen firsthand examples of this, you know?
Yeah, and in the interview that Ice Cube does with Charlamagne, you can definitely see that he's sitting there playing stupid because, like you said, he doesn't want to say too much. He's really trying to protect himself. I say that because when Charlamagne asked him if the Illuminati was real, he said yes, but acted like he didn't have any involvement with it, which we kind of know can't be real with all the things that he's been involved in. That's just like very far-fetched. And obviously we know this is a lie because not only of where he sits and all the things he's done in Hollywood, but in 2020, like you said, he exposed that the police were also run by the Masons.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. How can he act stupid when this question was asked to him if he himself was exposing the Freemasons? And obviously we know the Freemasons run Hollywood. Ice Cube knows what's going on, but I think that he only did this to protect himself, which it is a smart thing to do. He's inside of the industry. So saying too much, it might make it worth the risk of taking him out. You understand? Like right now, he's just poking the bear, but still keeping himself at a safe distance. And he's also creating so much attention to himself that if anything does happen to him, it only makes it look super suspicious. But if you say too much and they believe you're going to reveal something that can damage their whole system, they're just going to come after you and get you out the way so you don't say it at all. They don't care if you have all the eyes on you or not. People already know that the elite run the system, and if you try to stand up against them, that's what happens. So I believe they have no issues taking him out if he says too much. Still, my issue with all of this, even though I do believe that Ice Cube is exposing some valuable information and also going against the system, is that we usually don't see someone who's exposing the system be this successful, you know? When is it that we see someone make this much money, be a part of Hollywood for so long, and still be able to expose them like this? It does seem strange to me, but I can't deny the things that he's saying and the whole attitude that he has for this, the whole exposing the elite, you know?
Yeah, and I just saw a video of him saying that he's gonna go on tour, exposing all the gatekeepers on everybody's platform. But I think this situation is just kind of weird because it's not like we've seen with other celebrities that completely distance themselves away from Hollywood, literally left Hollywood, and then exposed what they knew. But he is still inside of Hollywood, and he is only being vocal about this situation because he believes they're working against his basketball league. So you have to think about it. If they were just letting his basketball league succeed, would he even be out here saying anything or trying to expose these gatekeepers? Or is it just a way for him to get what he wants?
And I thought about that. But the thing is, what he's fighting for is something that I can understand and something that I can get behind. He's saying that he built the Big Three, his own league, and when he's trying to get it to the next level, the industry won't allow him to unless he joins the club, takes the oath, and do as they say. You understand? And basically give over the league to their control. And he does not want to do that. He wants to be able to control his own league and his own thing because everything else that he's done has been under their control. He says a few times during the Charlemagne interview that he's managed to get inside of the industry by sneaking in and this and that, which, like I said, like those are the things that I find a little suspicious because we know to get to his level, he had to be somewhat involved. But at least right now, what he's standing for, telling the world that this is how the system works and unfortunately you can't make it to the next level without it, I don't think is the same like with Kanye. Kanye was just trying to get more money and power within Adidas. So he used his audience, his fans, and try to turn them against the system in order for Adidas to give him what he wants. And technically, if you think about it now, it kind of worked out because Kanye and Adidas struck a new deal and Kanye's back on board like nothing ever happened. With Ice Cube, it's completely different, and I get a complete different vibe from Ice Cube because he's not the type of person who's an attention seeker, you know? I haven't really seen Ice Cube doing much cloud chasing or attention seeking or looking for attention all the time. He usually stays in the background, does a movie or two. That doesn't grant that he's innocent or that he's not involved in the industry, but it just makes him look different when he comes out. It doesn't look like something that's planned or set up. It looks like he's truly speaking the truth and he's trying to expose this because this is how the industry works and this is how it's been forever. So, you know, you definitely make some good points. He is only doing this because they're trying to take control of his league and take control of what he got going on, but he's still doing it and fighting against the system. Hollywood is controlled by the gatekeepers who are soulless. The celebrities in the industry are doing whatever these gatekeepers tell them to do. If they don't follow the rules, they get casted out. Ice Cube is risking it all to tell the world why Hollywood is so corrupt, how Hollywood controls those within it. This is what the industry is truly about. This is what Hollywood is. We need to pray for those who are tricked and trapped in the industry. The young souls who didn't even realize they sold out before it was too late. Let's pray they make their ways back to God. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Goodbye, everybody. I hope you guys have a great day.